Hello everyone, this is Christina. Today I'm going to talk to you about a very important topic from the syllabus of class 11th and 12th English, and that is note making. Now those who have appeared in class 10th must not be knowing what note making is all about. You must be hearing it for the first time. Those who have appeared for class 11th exams, you are knowing it, of course, because you know the importance of it as well. Because in that whole lot of 80 marks paper, this note making carries 8 marks for you. So it is very important, and it is something you can fetch your marks on. Why so? Because there is not much room for grammatical mistakes or your marks being deducted for any grammatical mistakes or any structural errors as such. So it is very important to listen to this video very carefully and implement whatever I am telling you while you are doing your note making. Okay, let's talk about note making. Now children, whenever we are doing anything, we need to know why are we doing that. Alright, in any of the subjects, whether it is English, Hindi or Maths for that reason, right, you must know why you are doing the topic which you are dealing with. So is with note making. Why do you use note making? That is an important question for you all. Now, as I've told you, it is very important from the point of your exams, but it is not only restricted to your exams. Because when you are going to appear for your comprehension passages in competitive exams, there also you are going to come with certain comprehension passages, how to deal with them. This note making is going to help you. For your further studies, when you are going to have bulk of books, heavy books, numberless pages over there in those books, these very notes are going to help you with your revision work, with your important things in your subjects. Okay, now it is not only for your student life, as we have talked about, it also ranges wide to your life. Why? Because when you are going to enter as a professional at some place, right, at those places also, when you're sitting in a meeting, you will be taking notes by your boss, and if in case you are the boss, then you are going to make notes to deliver them in that meeting so that the other people can make notes of. So notes is something you are not going to get rid of at any moment of time. Coming to your practical life, from your day-to-day life, notes then also are important. For example, if you are going to a market place and therein you have to go to 5 different shops to do certain things, right? So what you do is you make a to-do list. But your to-do list is actually at times very vain. You are not able to understand, and there are few people who are very intelligent who can remember the things, but at the end of the day, from those 10 things, the most memorable ones are those 8 which you remember, and the 2 you forget. So while you are doing all this, it is a property of a very organized person to plan things beforehand. So when you are going to make the notes, even when you are going to buy something, like for example, if you are going to market, you have to purchase 5 things from one shop. You are going to write the name of the shop, and then you will write those 5 commodities which you have to purchase from there. The next shop you go to, there you don't have to buy anything, right? There you are going to mend certain things. You can write, so from that repair shop you have to mend these things, okay? These items you can carry along with you, okay? But after making that list, you can cross check even. So notes are very important. This is going to remain with you whole of your life. So I think you are going to have a good time knowing about note making and even practicing note making at your homes when you're doing that. Now let's come to our topic, the note making in particular. Now for our syllabus, for the question papers which we have in class 11th and 12th, right, there are 2 questions which come up from this note making topic of yours, right? In note making, you have been given a passage of around 400 or more words, right? And therein you have to write the notes on that particular passage. What we do, there are certain things you need to remember. There are 2 questions which come from this note making. The first question is inclusive of 3 things. The first being the title. Now let's talk about the title first. Okay, the title is something which the passage most precisely talks about. The most important thing which is discussed, or you can say the passage is based on that most important thing. That is why it has come into effect, right? So that thing you have to recognize and you have to make the title of. In the title, what you have to remember is your title should not be very verbose. It should not have many words, right? You can do with one single word in the title, or you can extend it up to 3 to 4 words and not more than that. Okay, restrict yourself with 3 to 4 words, otherwise it is going to turn into a sentence. It is no longer going to be a title. All right, so if you are able enough and if you can make the impression in a single word about that whole passage, that is the title, you can use the single word. But if the need is there, you can actually use 3 to 4 words at the maximum. Alright, the title should be a suitable title. It means it should be apt, it should be applicable to the whole of the passage. Many children do certain mistakes in that. What they do is they actually concentrate themselves towards the first paragraph and they write the title from there. Alright, or any word which has come many times in the passage, they write that. But no, you need to take a hold of the essence of that very passage, and there you have to write. Okay, you need to have that important idea. ये passage लिखा क्यों गया है, या ये passage किस बारे में बात कर रहा है. That thing you have to catch hold of and you have to supply as a title. Of course, you are going to get full marks if you are going to take this as a point. Coming to the next part of the first question, and that is the notes itself. Okay, in notes we have two things to do. The first being the main points, the second being the sub points. This is the only concept which you need to remember for note making. Okay, for main points, very easily just remember this, that if you're having a passage, of course you will be having different paragraphs in it. Take the first paragraph, think about that paragraph, that what it talks about. For example, your passage, the whole passage is upon pollution. Okay, the first paragraph of course is going to talk to you about what is pollution. ठीक है, definition of pollution, यही बात करेगा वो. तो हम क्या करेंगे कि we need to know that what it is talking about. We are going to take what is pollution and we'll take as the main point. Then later on, if it is telling you about pollution, आप किसी भी चीज को डिस्क्राइब कर रहे हैं या डेफिनेशन बता रहे हैं, ऑफ कोर्स आप उसमें क्या बताएंगे, उसके कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स क्या है या किसको आप पोल्यूशन कह सकते हैं. सो दोस पॉइंट्स विल कम अप एज सब पॉइंट्स टू व्हाट इज पोल्यूशन एज अ मेन पॉइंट. Alright, and then you are going to, when you will have one main point and sub points, then you will shift to the next paragraph. You will do the same thing. You are going to take the main point, the whole paragraph talks about what, and what it talks about, that particular thing will come as sub-points. Now children, you can actually make the sub-points of these sub-points as well, but only when it is needed. Otherwise, you can restrict yourself to main point and sub-points. How do we know what is the difference between the main points and the sub-point is the next question which might arise to you. For the main point, what we will do is, from the extreme left of your margin of your sheet, right? The margin is over there in the sheet. From that margin, extreme left, you are going to write your main point. One finger space you will take and then write the next sub point. Okay, so the indentation that you are going to shift one finger space for sub points will tell you naturally that these are sub points, and the thing which is written on the extreme left of that sheet is your main point. Okay, and the further sub points can also be done in the same way, that again you are going to take one finger space from the sub point which you are making the further points of, and then you are going to name them as the sub points. Alright, so main points can be 5 at the maximum, okay, and sub points to that main points can extend up to 4 to 5. Okay, that is based on the need of your passage, the making of your passage. Alright, don't make more than 6 main points. 5 main points. 5 main points are more than enough. Don't make more than that. Okay, restrict yourself for 5 main points. The easy way to do it, as I have told you, that there are different paragraphs. In those paragraphs, you can make take one paragraph, write the main points, sub points of it, come to next paragraph. You can do that. But if, for example, if your passage is having only 2 paragraphs, so what you will do, you are going to at least make 3 main points out of it. Alright, and then further sub points. Okay, and if your paragraph stretches up to 8, passage extends up to 8 paragraphs, then also you don't have to make 8 sub points. Restrict yourself to 5 sub points. For that, you can mix up 2 paragraphs in one main point and its sub points. Okay, so something which is close by, you can obviously connect and you can do that. Alright. Now this was your second part of your first question, that was the notes. Now we come to the third part of the first question, and that is abbreviation. Now in abbreviation you must be doing that while you take notes. You don't write big long words while somebody is dictating something or you are writing your own notes by yourself. What you tend to do is you make short forms. उन्हीं short forms को हम लोग proper language में abbreviations कहते हैं. तो अब हमें इसके लास्ट में क्या करना है, वी मेक अ बॉक्स, ओके, एंड मिनिमम 4 abbreviations we have to make, okay, and maximum 7 to 8 you can extend up to. There are certain universal abbreviations like we use the sign of and, okay, for and, equal to sign, and other, okay, as for etc we write etc. Right, so all these are universal abbreviation. Of course you can use them, you can make them or you write them in your list of abbreviations as well. And for example, if you're making an abbreviation of pollution, then you can write POL. So what you will do is you will make a box. First, at the first column, what you will do is you are going to write your abbreviated form, that is POL. For example, put a dash or an arrow, right, and in front of that you write the whole word. Okay, for example, if you have made the sign of and, then you have to write and also. Okay, for that you can do 4 abbreviations, and at the max I told you 7 to 8 abbreviations. That is your first question completed. The title, the notes, and the abbreviation. I hope this lecture is going to help you out with your note making. What you can do is you can take up questions and also samples from internet and the books if you have a hold of, right? Those class 11 students can of course use their books, their reference books and their textbooks. But if you're not having them, for class 10 students, I recommend that you go to internet. You can have the samples of note making, take out questions from there and try and practice that. Then match your notes with those sample notes and see how good you have done. All the best and an awesome day.